In this video, we're going to focus on vertical text. To get to vertical text tool, same as any other text tool, you click on the icon, and this time you'll choose the one that has the A above the B, or you can come to this floating toolbar and do the same thing, the A over the B. It says vertical text or vertical frame here, and we'll click here and notice that this is one of the only times that it comes up with just one letter, and that's similar with like text on a path. And we can type in whatever we want. Let's just type in digitizing and hit apply. And what it's going to do is just throw the text vertically, just like you see here. If I click off of it, you can kind of see the letters a little better. This isn't a very good font for the word digitizing like this in all capital letters. So let's go ahead and change that. And to change it, we just come over here to the properties box, click in this box here in the font selection. Let's try this Sydney, hit apply, and you'll see that it changes that. So some of the things that you can work with is you can change the fonts, and you have basically the standard features for working with text, just like the standard text tool. If you want to get into all the different things you can do, definitely watch that video and the video on editing, because the editing and the tools here of the height, the line spacing, all of that is the same as working with standard text. The only difference with this tool is it's putting it vertically as opposed to left to right. So there's not a lot of different things to get into here. So, but let's just look at a couple things when working with this that will hopefully help. And if I come back in and I right click on this lettering, I want to get it back into the text edit mode. Right now it's just a regular selection mode. If I hit edit, you can see that now I can change some things for this lettering. So the primary tools that you have are right here, this little kind of arrow type thing. You can rotate here, and you have a couple options down here, and that's, you know, in addition to the standard text edit tools. So let's take a look at what each does here. Let me zoom out a little bit. If I click on this icon right here and move it up, you'll see that basically what it's doing is it's stretching the word up, and it's making the lettering either larger if I go upward or like skinnier if I go downward. So if I do that, you'll notice that I've changed the size of the word. And let's take a look at, we just saw this where we can actually rotate it a little bit. Let's take a look at what these do. If I click and drag this one, it's just kind of like italicizing the lettering. You can see it just kind of stretches one way or the other. So that's what that option does. And now let's click on this one. If I click and drag this one, all it does is works with the width. So this is some of the things that are different about working with the text tools, is each one kind of has different options here for how you can manipulate that text. So you can always make it just generally larger, proportionately. If I click on the selection tool and I go back to the regular select mode, now I can click and drag, and it's going to make each letter proportionally larger or smaller. So you have that option as well. So let's take a quick look at how you can work with this in a design. So I'm going to click on this design here. This one right here. And you'll see that I have text up here right now. It says spring, and it's working with this design. It's kind of like a corner design, but I've already put in the text. It's in vertical mode here, says spring. So what are some of the things that I might want to manipulate here? Well, some of the things that I can do is I can right click on it and I can go into the text edit mode. And this is a time where I might want to adjust these settings or work with these options right here. So this diamond, or this square, the orange one that you can click on, what it does is it isolates a letter here. And you'll learn more about that when you get into editing, but you can resize it. You can rotate that letter. So what I might want to do in a case like this is I might want to just click and drag it. I might want to get it kind of close to this design, and I might want to rotate a little bit, and I might just want to kind of have this lettering kind of follow this design a little bit. So I can kind of work with each letter here and get it into a position that I want. And this one looks pretty good. I might bring this one over a little bit. And you can just see that it's just like a basic editing function of just kind of like working with or manipulating the text. It's just an option that you have when you're in the edit text mode, is you can actually click these, rotate them, change it around. But this is a case where you might want to use a vertical text as with a design like this that you're really wanting to get it vertical next to, but from there you can manipulate it if you want. So that is the vertical text tool. Again, look at the other standard text or the text editing to learn a little bit more about what you can do inside of the properties box to make changes.